Hi there. Hi, my name is Natalie Swaby from King 5. Patrick O'Donnell, I just wanted to ask you a couple questions if you had a quick moment for me.
Agreed. I'm not sure that I do.
Patrick O'Donnell, a former priest, has been quick to dodge reporters in the past, but that never slowed down the quest for answers.
Please, I have no comment.
Patrick O'Donnell was, without question, the Spokane Diocese's most prolific child abuser.
In court nearly a decade ago,
You couldn't stop molesting teenage boys, adolescent boys, and pre-adolescent boys, correct?
Yes.
he admitted to the abuse.
Do you remember this case?
Yeah. It's serious. As a lot of victims, it's really terrible that this happened.
Mary Ellen Stone is an advocate for sexual abuse survivors, and attorney Michael Fowl once faced O'Donnell in a King County courtroom.
Our law firm represented 40-plus victims alone.
From St. Paul and Seattle to several churches in Spokane.
And he really became, in many ways, the poster child, the poster abuser in the Spokane clergy crisis.
That alleged abuse was mentioned in this email from a viewer, raising a new question about O'Donnell now living next to schools.
I have a quick question. I wanted to get it on the record with you. If you've notified the schools that are nearby, you got 2 middle schools that are less than a half mile. Did you notify them?
No, I have had no problems for like 40 years.
What would you say to anybody that has concerns? What would you want to say to them?
I'm sorry for my past. Whatever I did wrong, which was wrong, I'm very sorry for. I've apologized many times.
Property records show he made the move to Mount Vernon in March of 2016. A short walk away is O'Donnell's home, just down the street from Mount Baker Middle School, and there's an elementary school around the corner. And legally, he's allowed to live in this area because even though he admitted to molesting more than 20 boys while he was a priest, he doesn't have to register as a sex offender.
So he doesn't have to register. No one would be notified about that.
O'Donnell was put on the stand during a civil lawsuit, but the statute of limitations prevented criminal charges from being filed against him.
The larger community safety piece that I think we all need to be thinking about, which is most sex offenders, there are no restrictions on them whatsoever.
The question becomes, are children at risk?
Back on O'Donnell's doorstep, he says no.
Well, I had no idea about schools when I found this place. I bought in here because it was something I could afford with all the money that I've lost. And
He says the Mount Vernon home was the right price.
that's the only reason I got here. It didn't have anything to do with being close to schools.
As for the people he's hurt,
I had tons of therapy and everything else, and I haven't had any problem.
What would you want those victims to know?
I'm really sorry about my past. For whatever I did that was wrong, I'm sorry for.
the former priest answering for a past
I don't know what else I can do.
that's still the source of so much pain. In Mount Vernon, Natalie Swaby, King 5 News.
In Washington state, there is no law about where sex offenders may or may not reside. The offender is constitutionally free to live wherever he or she chooses unless court-ordered restrictions exist. Again, in O'Donnell's case, he is not a registered sex offender. He was not criminally prosecuted because of the statute of limitations. That was the law at that time. But last year, Washington changed the law, eliminating the statute of limitations for sex crimes involving minors.